So recently, I have been talking about opening up new credit cards. And I say new credit cards because I'm really considering opening up two credit cards, maybe even three credit cards in one day. And while I'm looking at opening up credit cards, I haven't talked about checking my credit score to see how is my credit score looking and my credit profile looking so that what is going to be the probability of me getting approved for these credit cards. So in this video, I wanted to take a look at my credit score and my credit report just to see how can I prepare for opening up new credit cards. So one of the places that I like to go to be able to check my credit score, well, at least one of my credit score, because we have three credit scores. We have our Experian, our Equifax, and our TransUnion. But I would say for most credit cards, they're going to be pulling our TransUnion and our Experian score. So I usually always will check out my Experian. And I even went onto the TransUnion site, but unless you have the membership, you don't get as much information as you do on the Experian site without a membership. So I'm going to go over here to the Experian site, but I also like to go on to the Chase portal. So if you have a Chase credit card, you can go into the Chase portal and you can pull so much of your information from there to be able to look at your credit report and see how many inquiries you have, what is your utilization for your credit cards, and things like that. But in this video, we're going to take a look at the Experian site. So I'm going to share my screen and then we're going to take a look at it. All right. So I really like the Experian site because it's going to give so much information. So right now, we're just taking a look at my Experian score and I have a 752. Now, if you have the membership, you can check all of your credit scores. So you can do Equifax and TransUnion, but I haven't had the membership because I'll usually try to get the free membership, but I'm not able to do it this time. And I think it's maybe been since November. But what I like to do is I like to come down here to the score ingredient. And this is going to break down our credit score because our credit score is broken down into 5 parts. So we have our payment history, our credit utilization, our length of credit, our new credit, and our credit mix. And I would say the most important to me, even though the payment history is going to be very important because it's 35% of our credit score, I'm going to say if you want to increase your credit score fast, tackle your credit utilization. That's where it's at. Because when you are applying for new credit, and if you have high utilization on your other credit cards, most of the time credit card companies are not going to want to give you more credit because it seems like you are overextended on your other credit cards. So that's why I say being able to check our credit utilization is going to be very important. So let's take a look. So here you can see payment history is 35% of our credit score. And it's very important to pay our bills on time. But if you end up making a late payment, which I don't suggest, and I have late payments on my credit, and so I'll link the video where I was talking about my late credits because I actually have, I want to say I have 4 late payments on my credit report, and you can see that I still have a high credit score with me having the late payments. But you can see here with the amount of debt, that's going to be our credit utilization. That's 30% of our score. So that's why I say taking a look at our credit utilization is going to be very important. So some things that we want to take a look at. So it's saying that this score is 30%. So you really want to be 30% or lower on your credit utilization if you're going to be applying for credit cards. But I would say the lower, the better. And usually what I try to do, I usually try to have probably about 7% or lower. And it's pretty much kind of hard for me to even do 7% on a credit card because I like to rotate my credit cards so that I am showing usage on the credit cards. And so I'll leave as much as I can, 2 or 7% on the credit card where I'm doing the credit card utilization hack. But you'll have to check out that video as well. But what it's saying is that we want to have no more than 30% on our credit cards. But I would say the lower, the better. So right now, with the utilization, is stating that if we want to be high achievers on our credit, we really want to have less than 7%. So that's kind of where I get that from, 7%. But then it's also stating that if we want to, we really only want to carry balances on 3 of our credit cards if we want to be higher achievers. So I think that that's very interesting, because usually sometimes I go between 3 and 5, but I'm not paying interest on any of those credit cards. And it's also stating that we don't want to leave balances more than 2,500 on our credit cards. So I think it's very important, if we are going to be applying for credit cards, that we always start off by taking a look at our credit score to see, okay, where is our credit? Are we, rebuilding our credit? Are we building our credit? Do we have excellent credit? Very good credit. So right now my credit score is good, and especially my utilization is great. And so that is where I want to be. But I also want to take a look at my credit. No, my new credit. I want to take a look at my new credit to see how many inquiries do I have. Because we really want to make sure that we have no more than, I would say, 4. And so it says right now I have 0 within the last year. But sometimes I'll want to kind of see within the last 2 years, or 24 months, because especially if I'm going to be applying for Chase credit cards, and we know that they have that 5 and 24. So have I applied for 5 personal credit cards within a 24-month period? And so right now, within the year, I haven't, but I think that I have 2 inquiries on my credit report. When I took a look at the Chase portal, it gave me all of my information. So if you don't go on to the Experience site, or let's say you don't have a Chase credit card, you can always go over to annualcreditreport.com, and you should be able to pull all 3 of your credit reports. And you'll probably have to pay to get your credit scores, but your credit report, you'll be able to pull those for free. And then it'll tell you on your credit report how many inquiries you have. But I pulled mine from the Experience site, and so I don't have any within the last year. And then within the last 2 years, I have 2. So I have, when I applied for 2 credit cards in one day, it only reported as 1. And so I had applied for the American Express Everyday Credit Card and the Navy Federal Cash Rewards Credit Card, and it only reported 1. And then I had applied for the Chase Sapphire Preferred Credit Card. And so those 2 are reporting on my credit report right now. So that's where I'm at. So right now, I feel like I should be in a pretty good spot to apply for any credit card that I want to. But most likely, because in my last video, I was talking about the Capital One, and I don't have any Capital One credit cards. And although it tells you, okay, you have to have excellent credit or good credit, I still think that I want to do the pre-qualify. So I am going to do the pre-qualify if I apply for the Capital One Venture Rewards, or maybe the Saver credit card. But I was gearing more towards the Capital One Venture Rewards credit card. So I am going to do the pre-qualify if I apply for that one. But if I apply for American Express, I won't do a pre-qualify, because I already have 2 American Express. So I have the American Express Everyday credit card, and then I have a business credit card. So I'll just get a soft pull on those, which is really good. So I should be pretty good in that aspect. And then if I apply for a Chase credit card, I already have 3 Chase credit cards. So I really just have to make sure that I don't have 5 personal credit cards within the last 24 months, and I don't. So I should be pretty good on that. But let me know in the comments, do you check your credit before you apply for credit cards? And what credit cards have you applied for within the past couple of months? And let me know what I should apply for. It's not a game, sir.